This is Gareth Southgate, and this is the Three Lions podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 68 of the Three Lions podcast. My name's Russell Osborne. It's England's final two Euro 2020 group games. We've got Montenegro at home on Thursday the 14th of November and Kosovo away on Sunday the 17th of November. Now coming up, we'll speak with Mihailo Gluscevic about Montenegro and Arben Berisha about Kosovo. Now, thank you very much for all the feedback on the recent podcast episodes. Of course, recently the Lionesses played at Wembley against Germany. We had a preview pod for that, plus the special episode where I looked at England's very first game. Both are still available at your regular place of download. And of course, threelionspodcast.com. Now, of course, both these qualifying games are quite significant, both in their own right. The Montenegro one at home being England's 1,000th game, be it home, away, competitive or friendly, an amazing achievement, I'm sure you'll agree. But more importantly, a game that, should we win, will secure our place at next year's European Championships. Plus, Kosovo away will be the first time that England's senior men will have set foot in that country. One where there's been a scramble for tickets. Something I'll come to in a moment. Now, of course, both of these follow the double header last month away in Prague and Sofia, where had it not been for the loss against the Czech Republic, we would already be in the same boat as Belgium, Poland, Italy, Russia, Ukraine and Spain, who have all made it to Euro 2020 with games to spare. Now, of course, the other game was against Bulgaria. Don't really want to go back over all what happened, as we're all fully aware. But since then, UEFA have ordered Bulgaria to play 2 matches behind closed doors, with one suspended for 2 years. They've also fined them €75,000. Now, take into account that for the England game, Bulgaria were already halfway through a partial 2-game ban for racist behaviour of supporters, as there were 5,000 seats covered in UEFA banners. I think UEFA had the chance to make a real impact here, set a precedent going forward, lay down the law, be that authoritative figure they say they are. Sadly, in my eyes, they've proved themselves to be a spineless organisation. €75,000 is a ridiculous amount in comparison to the 80 they fined Nicholas Bentner for his sponsored pants back in 2012. I know the money isn't really the big thing here, but they had the chance to throw a nation out and they've bottled it. I really can't take UEFA seriously when they behave like this. Now, Kosovo. I've been fortunate enough to get a ticket. If you're not a member of the travel club, you may not be aware of the situation regarding tickets for the game. Just thought I'd explain a little with regards to my own situation. Now, you may remember we previously spoke with Richard from the Travel Club for a previous podcast episode, and I know full well that they try their hardest on behalf of supporters, trying to secure enough tickets to meet demand. But this time, it feels like they've been as frustrated as we supporters have been. I'm still not sure where the blame actually lies, and I do wonder if we've been the victim of Kosovo's Football Association's inexperience of ticketing a major game. Anyhow, I thought I'd give my own timeline for Kosovo away. And this is before I've even set foot in the country. So the 2nd of December 2018, that's when the draw was made for the qualifiers for the Euros. Out came England and Kosovo in the same group. I think it was later that day, or it may have been a couple of days afterwards, but it was scheduled for Sunday the 17th of November, and that was scheduled back in December 2018. Now, taking educated guesses at the time and proving rightly, I was going to be on the cusp of getting a ticket. So I investigated where Kosovo is, where the game was likely to be played, what's the capacity of the ground, what's the minimum UEFA 5% of the stadium. So I got all my information together, and I go ahead with the following, because I, like many others, I'm excited about the opportunity of going to Kosovo and watching England play there. So back on the 8th of August, I pay for a return coach between Tirana and Pristina with the guys from On The Ball Travel. So on the same day, I pay for a flight with Wizz Air from Luton to Tirana and Tirana back to Luton. 3rd of September, I pay British Airways for a flight to Tirana, as Wizz Air's outbound flight is moved a day forward, meaning I'd arrive in Albania whilst the game was in play, which is frankly no use to me, so thank you Wizz Air. They did, however, refund me on the 9th of September for that moved flight, which was a day before England played Kosovo, down in Southampton. 23rd of September, the England supporters registration opens for the game. 7th of October, it ends. And it turns out that 3,129 supporters have applied. So we're all keen to see how many we're actually going to get a ticket. 17th of October, England fans advise us that unfortunately they've not received confirmation of a ticket allocation from the FKK. This means that tickets won't go on sale the following day, but they do have representatives travelling to Kosovo to negotiate tickets. 24th of October, another notification from the England fans. Despite ongoing discussions with the Football Federation of Kosovo, they've still not been provided with a definitive ticket allocation and prices, and they still won't go on sale. They do, however, appreciate that many of us have booked our travel and accommodation in Kosovo. And the 28th of October, there were a couple of Facebook posts saying it's in the hands of head of security chasing the Kosovan FA. And apparently the Kosovans have had unprecedented demand for tickets in the home end, which is also causing them issues in terms of stadium security, which is slightly concerning. Following day, the FA have not received any further information from the FFK, and as a result, and due to the kick-off being so close, they've taken the decision to run a ballot based on the minimum allocation of 5%, which is 670 tickets, which is pretty much what I figured out when I was doing my research back in 2018. And they announced that the caps cut-off was 56. That left me kicking my heels. The next day, they found another 82 tickets, and they announced a price of £5 each, which took the caps cut-off down to 54. I was still out of luck. Now, I might add that along the way, and I think it came out of Kosovo, that there were rumours that England fans would be allocated a section of the ground purported to hold 2,000 to 2,200. Whilst it's easy, of course, to get excited by this, nothing was actually officially confirmed. And another rumour was that the allocation had been dropped to around 600 to 800 because of Kosovo's annoyance that Southampton was used rather than Wembley. In all, it just seems that the supporters club were caught between a rock and a hard thing and clearly appear to be held up by the Kosovan Football Federation. Then on the 1st of November, it appears that 29 people didn't take up their option to purchase their ticket when they were allocated one in that first lot of tickets, which I must imagine must give the travel club an additional headache. Anyhow, a waiting list is released. I put my name on it. 4th of November, 13 days before the match, I'm allocated a ticket. Phew! As I say, I don't know whom the blame lies with. I do know that the England Supporters Club do try their hardest on behalf of all the England fans to get the amount of tickets required, but I think this time their hands were tied. And I know that there will be many supporters going out to Kosovo without tickets, and it was something I was seriously giving consideration to. So they'll be looking black market, and of course, if they can't get those, the pubs, I'm sure, around Pristina will be very busy. Right, let's look at something a little more positive. Gareth has announced his squad. So, recording this, Thursday the 7th of November, the day the squad was revealed. Now in my eyes, it's a bit no frills. It's just a squad that's going to do us the business and get us to Euro 2020 next year. 27 players. I'm guessing with the weekend's fixtures in mind that there may be some dropouts, which is why the larger amount of players. But let's just quickly run through those. In goal, we've got 3 of them: Tom Heaton, Jordan Pickford and Nick Pope. Defenders: Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ben Chilwell, Joe Gomez, Harry Maguire, Tyrone Mings, Danny Rose, John Stones. John Stones returns for the first time since Holland in the Nations League. Vicario Tomori and Kieran Trippier. In midfield, Ross Barkley, Fabian Delph, Jordan Henderson, James Maddison, Mason Mount, Mason Mount was injured in the 4-all Champions League game with Ajax. I thought he may have been a bit of a non-starter for this, but apparently not. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, he returns. He had 13 minutes against Bulgaria last month, but before that, his last appearance was against Italy in March 2018. Declan Rice, Harry Winks. I mentioned James Maddison there. He and Vicario Tomori, of course, didn't get their chance last month. Will they get it this time? We shall see. And up front, Tammy Abraham, Callum Hudson-Odoi is back. Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, Raheem Sterling and Callum Wilson. Fabian Delph, 1 game for Everton this season. And Marco Silva, the Everton manager, said he's a doubt for their game against Southampton. I just think he's one of those favourites that Gareth has, one he feels he can rely on. But I've got to be honest, I'm not sure if I agree anymore. If he's not going to get a game, surely he's in the way of someone who potentially could. Now, we mentioned John Stones. Gareth Southgate said of John Stones, John has been serving the ball from 45 yards from opposition goal. There's still more to see and to him defensively tested. It's good to see him playing regularly. In terms of caps and experience, we don't have huge experience at the back. Michael Keane, of course, hasn't made the team. Gareth Southgate said he had a couple of difficult games for us. He now has a couple of weeks to recharge. And I've been on record before as saying I thought Jack Grealish would make an appearance in the squad. Gareth said Grealish is a very good player. I've watched him closely this season. Played very well against Brighton. The reality is he's up against Raheem Sterling, Marcus Rashford and Callum Hudson-Odoi. Jack is a very good player and very close. Any issues with the squad, and I wouldn't hesitate to call him up. And Kyle Walker, continued exclusion from the squad. Of course, he had a little stint in goal for Manchester City during the Champions League. Many people have said he could have at least been one of England's 3rd goalkeepers. But Gareth said we've been very pleased with the form of Kieran Trippier and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Seems Kyle Walker is going to have to bash on the door just a little bit harder. Now, I know you like the stats on the squad, so here they are. It is a squad, as I say, of 27 guys, with them a caps total of 469. There's 68 goals across the team, and it's an average age of 24.3. On the teams represented front, goes like this. Aston Villa have got 2, Everton 2, Burnley 1, Liverpool 4, Leicester 2, Manchester United 2, Spurs 3, Manchester City 2, Chelsea 5, Atletico Madrid 1, West Ham 1, Dortmund 1, Bournemouth, they've just got 1. As I say, this is a squad that has been picked before the weekend's games have taken place, so I would expect there to be 1 or 2 changes going forwards. Now, I'd like to welcome back to the Three Lions podcast. I think we spoke back in March. I'd like to welcome back Mihailo Gluscevic from Podgorica in Montenegro. Hello there.
Hi, Russell. Good evening to all.
Hello. So you come into London?
Yeah, on Wednesday.
Flying in for the game, Montenegro against England. And unfortunately, Montenegro, from the football side of things, hasn't been the best campaign, has it?
First of all, thank you for giving me an opportunity to join again the Three Lions podcast. It is my real pleasure to give a forecast for the approaching game. Well, since the squads was appointed a few days ago, we can say something regarding the Thursday match. From my point of view, as a fan, as someone who is following our national team for almost 14 years. First, let's talk about the facts. The England squad successfully recovered from the surprising defeat in Prague and convincingly won against Bulgaria away. We lost from Kosovo and lost any chances to qualify. So this is a fact. Regarding the let's say the club football, the England top players had very good performance in their clubs last week in Champions League and Euro League. Almost all of the participants won, like Liverpool, Tottenham, Manchester City, Manchester United. I think that Chelsea played draw with Ajax 4-4.
Yes.
So what will be the conclusion is that England squad is at the moment in much better condition and with much higher performance than Montenegrin. So we do not expect any surprise, just going to play and enjoy the game in a great atmosphere at the amazing stadium as Wembley. The only positive moment for our squad is that we will get onto a pitch with relaxed. So there is nothing to lose, definitely. So I think that the England team will win quite and easily. I hope that will be with no big difference like it was in Podgorica in March.
Yeah.
So that's from my point of view.
But you're coming not just for the football. You're coming along with your friends and fellow Montenegro supporters for the experience of London and of Wembley.
For us, it will be a very nice holiday. For me, to recover my memories about the London when I was a couple of times. I was living there for 1 year, 20 years ago, working and the living. As I said the last time, I have very good friends, and we met in March in Podgorica. We spent wonderful time, and looking forward to see them at Railway Pub.
Oh, right.
So it will be a couple of hours warming up before the game, and very nice holiday.
Oh, good. Well, I hope it all goes to plan and the weather is good for you. And people of Montenegro, are they aware of the significance of this game being England's 1000th game?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for reminding me about that. This is a very significant game for your football at all. So we are very pleased to have the opportunity to be the participant of the, let's say, celebration, some sort of celebration of the football in England. So I hope that we will be good partner in that important game. So.
I wonder if you're hoping that England may be slightly distracted by this and maybe not concentrate so much on the game and the fact that it's all the build up is the 1000th game. It might be a bit of a distraction.
I'm sure that the England team will be focused on the game, apart from the, let's say, the importance of the game and significance of it. So I'm sure that the manager will force the squad to definitely win the game in the first half and secure new 3 points and secure the first position in the group. So let's say the celebration of the game and the anniversary is very important, and we are very pleased about that. But this is another story. The first story is definitely the game.
Yes. So the Montenegro team, the last time we played was back in March, and Montenegro took a surprise lead, didn't you? Within 17 minutes, it was Marko Vesovic scored, and I see he's in the squad again. Are there any other players that are in this squad now that we should look out for?
Well, if you remember well, we had very embarrassing situation with our national squad a couple of months ago when we had to play against the Kosovo. So I'd say from some out of sport reasons, mainly political reasons, we replaced the manager. So he was from Serbia and Serbian nationality, and the two players also was Serbian nationality. But regarding the political relationship between Serbia and Kosovo, they simply refused to manage the team and to play for the team before the game. Then we were in position to hire the new manager and to also replace the missing places in the squad. So there will be some let's say the new names, but at the moment it will not significantly change our approach and our attitude, and everything I said before. I stand for it, definitely. What is a big difference between England and Montenegrin squad? The key players in England team has almost 2 or 3 matches during the week in Premier League. This is a Champions League or European League. On the other hand, Montenegro just had the National League, and this is a big difference. This is a big difference also for the physical condition of the players also. So, and of course, the quality of the tournaments. There's a big difference in the quality of the tournaments. So, anyway, no matter it's in the new faces or not, definitely, I'm sure that England squad will easily win this game, and all of us will enjoy and celebrate the football on Thursday night on the beautiful Wembley.
Yeah, I mean, your new manager. Do you have faith in him? Do you think this is a positive move?
Well, yes, this is Faruk Hadžibegić. He was the great football player in the 80s and the 90s in former Yugoslavia. He's let's say the capable manager, and he has experience leading some clubs in Turkey and France. But the manager is the only one. If you do not have appropriate positions covered by the high quality players, the manager can't do anything else.
Yes, yeah, I understand. Well, I hope you enjoy your trip once again to England, and I hope you find it hospitable and welcoming, and you enjoy the football and enjoy the occasion as well. I hope that England win, obviously, and we can secure a place at Euro 2020 next year. But I hope we put on a good show. And you get the opportunity to see many former England players who I believe are going to be paraded around the pitch and welcomed onto the Wembley pitch before and maybe at half time.
It will be very, very, very nice to see all these guys who you had the opportunity to watch over the television only. So this is, for our ordinary football fans, this is let's say the amazing. First of all, thanks, Russell, for calling me. I would like to salute all England fans who is listening to this podcast. Sure, we will celebrate the football at Thursday night.
Yes. No, great stuff. Thank you very much, Mihailo.
Thank you, Russell. Godspeed.
Now it gives me great pleasure to welcome back to the Three Lions podcast, live from Pristina. Hello again to Arben Berisha. Hello there.
Hello, Russell. It's good to hear from you again.
And likewise, thank you for joining us again. Now you're coming to us live from Pristina. How is the feeling over there in Kosovo ahead of the game with England?
Well, had you asked me this question before the qualifiers started, no one actually thought that the 2 last matches of this qualifying campaign will be decisive. And now they are decisive. We want to win them. Actually, we want to qualify for the Euros. And as you may already know, in our group with England, we need like 4 points to go to the Euros. If we manage to beat the Czech Republic away, and then if we manage to draw with England here in Pristina, or otherwise if we beat Czech Republic and in case they lose away to Bulgaria, we would be qualified regardless of the match in Pristina between Kosovo and England. And expectations, as you may have already heard, are high because we're nearly there. We just regret to not have gained more points against Bulgaria at home, which was one of the first matches we played in this qualifying campaign, and also we regret to not have won away in Montenegro a few months ago. Had we won those two matches, we would have been in a very, very good position, and actually we would be in a position where only with the draw away against Czech Republic, then we would have been qualified along with England in our group. And expectations are really, really high, very positive. People expect a lot from our guys because they have shown very, very good games. They also show a good game against England, which we lost 5-3, but it was a great performance.
Yes, I mean, who would have thought 3, 4, 5 years ago you would have been in this sort of position? And it is, as you say, those two away games where you drop points at Bulgaria and Montenegro that have seen you going towards the last two games with it in your own destiny. But as you mentioned, that game at Southampton, you really showed what Kosovo as a team are capable of.
Oh, definitely. The points we dropped against Bulgaria and against Montenegro, as I said, we regret about that because we were the best team in the field in both of those games. So that's why we regret to not have won them. And against England in Southampton in September, really, the performance was really, really high. The team, the group showed great character. They showed that they can respect better opponents, but they would never be afraid of anyone because they've been playing together for a couple of years now since our membership into UEFA and FIFA. So maybe they are now ready to make that big step, which would be a great achievement for the team. But in case we don't qualify in this campaign, we have this reserved ticket for the Euros, as you may already know, the playoff of the UEFA Nations League, which takes place in March 2020. So, but it would be great if we take this opportunity, the first opportunity to qualify there. It's very, very difficult, but it's not impossible for the people over here. And if you ask me about the England fans and the English team that will be in Pristina for the last match of the qualifying campaign, I can say that there will be a very, very welcoming reception for the England away fans and then for the England team. Just now you can see billboards and posters all over in Pristina and at the airport as well, welcoming all the England players. And we cannot say anything about any of other issues that England had problems away to Montenegro and away to Bulgaria with racism. This is not what you can expect here in Kosovo. In fact, you can expect the opposite. A very, very welcoming nation, a very good footballing nation. People here support England very much. If you don't see Kosovo or Albania either in Euros or at FIFA World Cups taking place, then most of them will be supporting England. So that's why people can't wait to see the match against England, and it's going to be more of a friendly match, I would say, because we consider England as a friendly country to us.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to experiencing the Pristina welcome. And I know from the Southampton experience, the supporters of Kosovo there made it a really great occasion with a really loud support. And outside, I was talking to some Kosovan fans. They were all really excited and really excited to be part of this tournament and playing in England. And how did you find Southampton?
Southampton was really, really good. Maybe in terms of its size, maybe it's just like Pristina. The capital of Kosovo is like as big as Southampton is. So all the traveling England fans will find it very, very easy to get to the stadium, to get to the bars, which are close to one another. So it's going to be. Everyone says. I mean, international visitors always say that Pristina is very, very vibrant, and it's very welcoming. So, and you will see this once you step in the Kosovo land. You will see like people smiling at you and welcoming you and everyone away, especially England, because like as I said earlier, in case Kosovo and Albania don't qualify for the Euros or for the FIFA World Cups, like the next team to support is England for most of them, you know.
Yes. So tell me about Pristina then, for England fans coming into the city. What is there to see and do, and what do you recommend to maybe eat and drink?
Yeah, definitely. I know what English people and English supporters want to drink, so no problem about that. And the good news is that beers are very, very cheap here. It's like from €1 to €2, which is like not even a pound. So that's a good news for them. Like as I said, in the city center, like you can see a lot of bars, a lot of restaurants, which are close to the stadium, like 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes walk to the stadium. Pristina is like, as I said, not a very big town, maybe 400,000 inhabitants, because we are like less than a 2 million nation over here. So Pristina as the capital, like, is the biggest city, but not if you see it from your perspective. So maybe it's like in terms of figures and everything, it's like just like Southampton. So those England fans who've been to Southampton to watch the England Kosovo match, like maybe we'll see the same thing here in Pristina as well. But the difference is that the stadium is not as big as in Southampton, because the capacity is like less than 12,000. And that is something to regret, because people are looking for tickets everywhere. So had it been a bigger stadium, it would have been full and sold out, undoubtedly. But this is the situation right now, like 12,000, less than 12,000 seats, and like some 600, 700 tickets will go to the away fans, to the traveling fans. And also one information which you may already have is like at some stage, the Football Association of Kosovo thought of the idea to give the South Tribune, the whole South Tribune, to the away traveling fans, which is like more than 2,500 seats.
Yeah.
So as a thank you to everything England and UK have done it for Kosovo, they wanted to do that, but then they didn't want to let their fans down, because the interest is so high for the tickets.
Story in England is perhaps maybe the Kosovan Football Association weren't as happy about playing in Southampton as it would have been at playing at Wembley, that maybe that 2,000 tickets wasn't allocated to England fans. Is that a fair thing to say?
Not really. I mean, I don't think England have done it on purpose. Like they just chose it just like that, to not play at Wembley against Kosovo, but to play in Southampton. But you will see in your next game, which is against Montenegro, you won't of course, Wembley is much bigger than the Southampton St. Mary's Stadium, but you won't hear any of the Montenegrin fans being as loud as the Kosovo fans being at Southampton Stadium. But I don't think that's the case. I mean, but had England played against Kosovo at the Wembley Stadium, it would have been a dream come true to some of the Kosovans, which could not actually attend the match at Southampton because they could not get the tickets due to the number allocated over there, which was like close to 2,000, 1,900, something like that. But I don't think this is what the Kosovo Football Association is doing just because the game was placed over there at Southampton. They don't want to allocate all of the tickets of the South Tribune to the away traveling fans. No. It's like this is not a revenge or something. Not at all.
Okay. I mean, and we're talking on the 10th of November, just ahead of the game. Have tickets gone on sale to Kosovan supporters yet?
They will go on sale tomorrow, so on the 11th of November.
Okay.
And the interest is terrible. I mean, you can get like text messages and everything, and calls and everything from everyone, even from Kosovans living abroad. Like, they all want tickets, but as I said, the capacity of the stadium is like less than 12,000, and for security reasons, as you know, everywhere, like, not all the tickets will go on sale, because according to UEFA criteria, some of the seats must remain like empty, just to provide the security for everyone, like, the away fans and the home fans. But I doubt there will be any incidents, because like the home fans here in Kosovo are very, very welcoming to the away fans. There won't be any problems. All the measures are taken. I mean, people themselves are aware of the situation and everything, but they never really thought of everything that that the Montenegrin fans and the Bulgarian fans might have done.
No, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
And there will be a lot of England fans travelling over without tickets and looking to get them on the black market. Is that something that they're going to have success with, or will Kosovan fans keep them in their pocket and say they were there at this game?
Well, some of them will keep their tickets and will say that they were there, like they witnessed the Kosovo-England match, but also, as everywhere else, you can find tickets on the black market. But in this context, what I can say is, like, the tickets will go very, very high if they go on black market, because we've heard of a lot of tickets being sold on black market, even for other matches, like last month against Montenegro here. But if there are England fans traveling without tickets over here, then they have to pay very, very high, I would suggest, or I would suppose, which, I mean, I think England fans can afford it, because it's not as high as you could get a ticket in a black market over there in Western Europe.
Yes. Well, let's talk about the squad, the Kosovan squad. Are there any players that maybe weren't in the last game that are in this game? And is it Valan Berisha? Is he any relation to you? Is he in the squad?
No relation to me. I have
He was the player that scored twice at Southampton. He scored the opening goal just within a minute.
That's right. I have no family relation to him. Berisha is a very common last name here in Kosovo and Albania as well. So, but there are no other players missing from the Southampton game. Actually, there are some players like coming back. Milot Rashica, one of our stars, who missed the match against England, then came back in October for the two matches that we played. One was a friendly match, and the other one a qualifying against Montenegro. But we're still missing two of other players, like first team players, which is Arben Zeneli, long-term injury, and also Milot Kruzia, holding midfielder. He's still away, but he might come back right after the match against England. So let's hope we can qualify for the Euros, and then they will be able to have the team once we're in the Euros.
Yes. Now, yourself, you are a television commentator. Are you commentating on the game?
Yeah. I will be in the commentary box, not for the Czech Republic game. I will be hosting a TV show before that match, but then I will be in the commentary box for the match between Kosovo and England.
What's it like being in the commentary box? How do you prepare for a game?
Well, once you get the team sheets, or once you get the squad once you get the score announcement from every team, then you get a preparation, like reading the news and everything else, like preparing for every player. Every commentator more or less know every team, like 80 to 90% which players will play from the first minute. So they get the first information about those players, and also then again you get backup information for other players, like who could be in the bench and who can play as a substitute. So like, of course, you read lots of news, then you spare some information that can help you for that match specifically. It depends on the situation, because not all the information you gather for the match you can use it during your commentary, but it depends on the situation, and of course it depends on the style of the commentator. How do they do it?
I see. Oh, very interesting. And there was one other thing I wanted to say. I've been looking at just Pristina as a place. There is a building that keeps coming up on various Google images with lots of domes on top and like large square building. What is that?
Oh, that's the National Library. That's the National Library. Yeah.
That's fairly central, is it?
Yeah, it's very central. It's close to the cathedral. It's close to the city center, and it's one of the main buildings of Pristina, as you would say. So if you go and visit this town, that's one of the places to be. Although it's not always open to the public, for the visitors, but it's one of the main buildings in Greece. So it's the National Library.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, I've found something new there. No, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well, Arben, thank you very much for joining us on the Three Lions podcast once again. TV commentator over in Kosovo, and enjoy the game.
Thank you very much, Russell, for having me. And let's see what happens. Let's just hope both England, who are already qualified, will take Kosovo to the Euros as well.
Well, may the best team win.
Definitely.
Finally, some sad news. You may remember the passing of Ivor Broadis. We mentioned him when he died back in April. He at the time was the oldest living England international, and when he passed, he handed that honour to Bert Mosley. Sadly, on the 28th of October, Bert died at the age of 96 whilst living in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Bert played 3 times for England at the age of 26, all between September and November 1949. Now the FA, ahead of the 1000th game, recently released a list of legacy numbers, a list of players and where they come within the England timeline. And Bert was number 687. A right back who spent his whole career at Derby County, where he played 297 league games. His 3 England caps came against the Republic of Ireland in a 2-0 friendly defeat, a 4-1 away win against Wales in a British Championship / World Cup qualifier, and a 9-2 win over Ireland in the same qualifying. And we pass on our condolences to his family and friends. Thanks for listening. I hope you've enjoyed our preview to the forthcoming England qualifying games against Montenegro and Kosovo. As always, my thanks go to Mihailo Gluscevic speaking to us from Podgorica, and Arben Berisha from Pristina. You can follow him on Twitter at Arben Berisha. And if you're going to either game, safe journey, enjoy the celebrations at Wembley, and perhaps I'll see you in Kosovo. Come and say hi. Don't forget, the podcast that celebrates England's first game is still available. Would make great in-flight listening. And you can find it at threelionspodcast.com and all the other usual haunts. Don't forget, we're on Twitter at 3 Lions Podcast, Facebook, Instagram too. And as always, if you have enjoyed it, please do give us a thumbs up on your chosen podcast provider, and do tell your mates. Go on, tell them. Now, I'll be back soon with our review podcast looking back over these two games. Oh, and yes, meant to tell you, I've also been to speak with a former England international about his time with England. Got a full podcast with that, and that's going to be available early December. So until then, cheers.